This assessment asks us to draw all possible spin states that would explain why a hydrogen with 4 neighbors would appear as a quintet. For a hydrogen to appear as a quintet, that means it has 4 neighbors. Those 4 neighbors will have random spin states, either spin up or spin down. So we'll have a collection of 4 spin states. Some will be spin up and some will be spin down. How are we going to use that knowledge to determine that this 4 neighbor system will be a quintet? To do that, let's group those 4 neighbors into bins based on how many of them are spin down. So if we have 4 neighbors, we could have a situation where 0 of them are spin down. If 0 of them are spin down, that means that they are all spin up, and there's only one way for that to happen. All 4 of them would have to be spin up. We could group them into another bin where one of those 4 neighbors has a spin down. It could be the first one that has a spin down. It could be the second one that has a spin down. All the rest would be spin up. It could be the third one that is spin down, or it could be the fourth one that is spin down. So there are 4 ways that we could get one neighbor being spin down. We could have another group that is 2 neighbors spin down. They could be the first 2. They could be 1 and 3, 1 and 4, or they could be 2 and 3, or they could be 2 and 4, or they could be 3 and 4. We're going to go very systematically until we find all possible spin combinations. These are all the 6 possible combinations. We could have 2 spin down neighbors. Or we could have 3 spin down neighbors. If we have 3 spin down neighbors, it could be 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 4, 1, 3, and 4, or 2, 3, and 4. These are the 4 possible ways that we could have 3 spin down neighbors. Our last possibility would be all 4 of the neighbors being spin down. There's only one way we could get all 4 neighbors to be spin down, and that would be if all of them are spin down. So these are all the ways that we could have 4 neighbors and all the different combinations of spin states. If we look at their ratios, there's only one way to have all 4 neighbors spin up with 0 spin down. There are 4 ways to have 1 neighbor spin down. There are 6 ways to have 2 neighbors spin down, 4 ways to have 3 neighbors spin down, and 1 way to have 4 neighbors spin down. This is why for a system with 4 neighbors, we end up with 5 peaks within that signal. We call it a quintet, and those peaks within the signal have a peak height ratio of 1 to 4 to 6 to 4 to 1.